very typical of you to assume I'm rude. Let's rewind and hit resume in the chapter that you never existed. I've been betrayed in my own war. It goes a little bit like this. I'll do something stupid and never forget it. I will never forgive myself for what I did, which is the typically typical for me. You see, it's typical of me to not enjoy things. It's typical of me to thrive on this wonderful negativity. I'm just menacingly standing here. You better move quickly. I'll give you a head start at 50. Are you ready? It's typical of me, I'll never be free from my state of mind. Typical of me to be mean, right? I'm raging, and my color of this world is draining very slowly. But that's the typical for me. Typically, I hate talking about myself, but look, I'm elf on the shelf. I'm moving place to place with my opinion in my state of mind. If you get money, act for it, that's a score. I'll just make one more. I'm struggling, figuring out who I am anymore. I'll count to 4. I'll make you drop to the floor. I don't know what I'm rapping about anymore. Typical, can't you see? Typical of me to act a wonderful, but deep down I'm hating the situation. I'm scared of overly happy people. They scare me, they give me internal scars by far. I just need to set this bar a notch higher. I'm in the clouds, I'm a plane fighter. I'm in this typical dog fight with myself. I get into it every day, it's a shame. And all I want is fame, but I say all I want is to make an impact. Who am I kidding? It's typical of me to lie about little things. Typical of you to assume I'm strong on the outside, yeah, but on the inside my sadness is hypersensitive. All I want is some love from more than one relative. I'm sounding repetitive, I'm competitive with this. That's just typical for me. That's the typical of me. Typically typical of me, you see? It's typical. Very typical of you to assume I'm rude. Let's rewind and hit resume on the chapter that you never existed. I've been betrayed in my own war. Goes a bit like this. I'll do something stupid and never forget it. I will never forgive myself for what I did, and which is typically the typical for me. You see, it's typical of me to not enjoy things. It's typical of me. Can't you see? I'm clearly just rhyming about anything anymore. I wanted to make it in back, but now I'm rolling all over the floor. I can't make up my mind anymore, which is typical of me. I'm typically just being me. This is just a typical for me.